Haunting Words, a novel that unravels sanity.
In the quiet town of Crestwood, nestled among ancient trees and mist-covered hills, there stood a small, unassuming bookstore named Whispering Pages. Its dusty shelves held an array of books, each with a story to tell, but among them, one particular novel stood out, an old, leather-bound tome titled Eclipse Sanity. Legend had it that anyone who dared to read Eclipse Sanity would be drawn into a nightmarish descent into madness. The book's pages were said to contain eldritch words that twisted the mind and distorted reality itself. Most dismissed these tales as mere superstition, but those who had experienced its sinister power spoke in hushed whispers of the horror they had endured. One fateful evening, a curious young man named Samuel entered Whispering Pages. Ignoring the warnings, he reached for Eclipse Sanity and settled into a cozy nook to read. As he flipped through the pages, a sense of unease crept over him. The words seemed to writhe and dance, forming images that shouldn't exist. Shadows swirled in the corners of his vision, and whispers echoed in his ears. With each passing page, Samuel's grip on reality began to slip. He saw monstrous creatures lurking in the shadows and heard the agonized cries of souls trapped between dimensions. Time lost all meaning as he journeyed deeper into the abyss of Eclipse Sanity. His mind became a canvas for the book's malevolent influence, painting visions of his deepest fears and insecurities. Days turned into weeks, and Samuel's obsession with the novel grew. He stopped sleeping, eating, or even acknowledging the outside world. His appearance changed, his eyes sunken and hollow, his laughter echoing with madness. He believed himself to be a character in the novel, caught in a web of twisted fiction. Desperate to save him, Samuel's friend Emily ventured into the bookstore. She found him in a state of delirium, muttering incoherent phrases from the book. With a heavy heart, she snatched Eclipse Sanity from his grasp and hurled it into the fireplace. As the flames consumed the accursed novel, Samuel's sanity seemed to return in fragments. But the story didn't end there. The embers of the burning book whispered promises of revenge, and strange occurrences plagued Crestwood. Emily, too, began to hear the haunting whispers and see the unsettling visions. The town's reality began to warp, mirroring the horrors from the pages of Eclipse Sanity. As the darkness closed in, Samuel and Emily realized that the only way to break the curse was to confront the book's malevolent author, long thought to be dead. Their journey led them to a dilapidated mansion on the outskirts of town, where they faced a nightmarish showdown with the embodiment of their worst fears. In a final, harrowing confrontation, they managed to defeat the author and destroy his twisted creation once and for all. As the mansion crumbled around them, the town's reality slowly began to mend, but the scars of their ordeal would remain, a haunting reminder of the horrors they had faced. Little did they know that Eclipse Sanity had left an indelible mark on their minds, a lingering whisper of darkness that would forever test the boundaries of their sanity. The bookstore closed its doors, but the legend of the cursed novel would live on, a cautionary tale for those who dared to tread the line between fiction and reality. Desperation set in as they realized the book's malevolence was far from eradicated. Determined to break its hold, Samuel took it upon himself to rewrite the book's chilling passages. As he embarked on this daunting task, the words seemed to twist and coil around his thoughts. The border between fiction and reality blurred, and he found himself lost within its nightmarish prose. Weeks turned into months, and Samuel's obsession with the book grew. He locked himself away, feverishly rewriting the sinister tales into stories of hope. But as the ink flowed onto the pages, his own sanity began to unravel. The same eldritch whispers that had tormented him before now seemed to emanate from his own mind. One day, Emily visited Samuel's secluded writing space, only to find a room covered in frantic scribbles and twisted illustrations. Samuel himself sat in a corner, his eyes wide and vacant. He mumbled incoherent phrases from the book, his voice a twisted echo of the horrors he had read. Terrified, Emily reached out to him, but he recoiled in fear, as if she were a specter from the book's pages. Samuel's mind had become a prison, his thoughts trapped in a cycle of rewriting and madness. Emily knew she had to act quickly. Frantic and heartbroken, Emily sought help from the town's authorities. Samuel was admitted to the Crestwood Asylum, his once brilliant mind now consumed by the malevolent influence of eclipsed sanity. He spent his days scribbling on any surface he could find, lost in a reality of his own creation. As the years passed, the legend of Samuel and the cursed novel faded into obscurity, but those who ventured to the asylum could still hear his whispers, cryptic phrases that hinted at the unspeakable horrors he had experienced. And so, the tale of eclipsed sanity continued, with Samuel imprisoned within its pages, a cautionary tale of the price one could pay for delving too deep into the realms of fiction and fear.